Kartavya. In the Indian literature, we have heard and seen this word many times, and we all even know the meaning behind it. But following what this word means is pretty tough. Even in the situation where you have given a word or made a promise, you have to follow it to the end. Even the great writer Tulsidas has said, Raghukuल रीति सदा चली आई, प्राण जाए पर वचन न जाए. The story I am about to tell you is also written by a well-known writer, Bhisham Sahani. Even this story come in Mahabharata. Once upon a time, in the realm of God, God Vishnuji was doing a very deep meditation, but suddenly it was broken. As he looked around about what happened, he quickly controlled his mind, and with his divine eye, he saw one of his devotees standing near the river, calling out to him. Immediately, he called out to Garuda and said, "One of my devotees is in danger. You quickly have to go to earth, save him." Garudev storms through the sky, and while he is landing, he takes the form of a Brahmin to reach out that person. He saw a man standing near the river, calling out to Vishnuji's name repeatedly. He was young, but right now he has lost the spark of life in his eyes. When Garudev talked to that person, he find out that that person has promised his guru that he will bring Guru Dakshina, but he couldn't able to collect it. After listening to his problem, he told him that just little distance from here, a king named Yati lives, and he is known for his generosity. Whoever goes to that man's house never returns with empty handed. On the other side, we saw an ashram where King Yati and his two pupils were talking about King Yati, at how his mind hasn't adapted to his new life, as he is known as the great generous person, and his name is even spoken with those like Satya Harishchandra and Tanvi. But when he left the king position, the people around him who praised him also left behind. In reply to that, King Yati said that I have done my work, always has my kartav. While these three were talking about, one of the attendant came and said, "Someone is here to see you, king." It was the same person who wanted to collect Guru Dakshina. He enters the room and said, his name is Golak, and he was the student of Rishi Vishwamitra, and he came here to ask for help. When King Yati heard his name, he said that he is known Vishwamitra for a long time. Then tell me, what is your problem? Golak said, for past 12 years, he has studies under Vishwamitra guidance. Now his studies are over. But when he asked his guru what he wants for his Guru Dakshina, he told him that he doesn't want anything. But because of his repeatedly asking, his guru got angry and told him that he wants 800 Ashwamiti Ghode for his Guru Dakshina. After hearing Golak's problem, King Yati suggested that he should return to his guru. He is certain that his guru has given him this Guru Dakshina in anger, because right now, even for his own travel, he doesn't have any horses. How can he give 800 horses? If he want, his people can also go with you. They will somehow convince your guru. But Gaurav refuses to go back, as he says that he has already made the promise and now he cannot show his face to his guru until he fulfilled his promise. For a long time, King Yati tries to convince Gaurav, but he refuses to go back. In the end, before leaving, Gaurav said, "Maybe I have come to the wrong Yati." Everyone said, "If you need any help, you can go to Yati." But in the end, it was a mistake to come here. As Gaurav was about to leave, Yati felt insulted. He stopped him and said, "Today you have put me in a difficult test, but I will do my kartavya." Then he told one of his attendants to bring her in. She was the King Yati's daughter, Madhavi, a beautiful young lady whose marriage hasn't been decided yet, and she is sincere towards her father. Yati told Gwalav that one time a great astrologer came and said Madhavi will give birth to a great Chakravarti king, and she even blessed with boon of eternal virginity, which means that after giving birth she can regain her youth back or virginity back. So, whoever king has 800 horses, you can tell that king about Madhavi and get horses. After hearing what Yati said, Madhavi couldn't able to understand. and said, Father, do you don't want me to stay with you? If today mother was alive, does she also have given me to some stranger? But Yati didn't move from her words. As he said, I have done my kartavya, and now, my daughter, you have to do your kartavya towards your father. Gwalab wasn't able to understand, but he had no choice. Yati already made a decision. Then Madhvi and Gwalab leaves. As they leave, the other ashram people said that it's her destiny to give birth to a Chakravarti king. Faith is just making her a means to give Guru Dakshina. She is not an ordinary lady, but a queen. After leaving Yati ashram, while on their way of collecting Guru Dakshina, Golab and Madhvi talk about what has happened so far, but they had no choice but to follow their own kartavya. They both arrive at Ayodhya as they find out that the Ayodhya king named Haryashtra has horses. But at first, Haryashtra king didn't believe that Madhvi can give birth to a Chakravarti king until one of his own country astrologer came, and when he sees Madhvi, he tells the king that she has the characteristic of a noble princess. One day, she will give birth to a Chakravarti king. As everything seems alright until the truth comes that King Haryashai only has 200 horses, but he suggested that after giving birth, if this lady wants to get her freedom back, I can let her go. But after listening to all that, Golab refuses. Madhvi understands the situation and she tries to convince Golab they had to get remaining horses from other kingdom. But for now, they have to get those 200 horses. Then we see a year has passed. All over the kingdom, celebration is happening. Madhvi is also happy, but the thought of leaving her son is really a devastating feeling for her. But she has no choice to return to her journey. The next kingdom was Kasi. The king's name Divodas. Well, if I have to tell something about him, he think of himself as a big lady killer. Wherever he goes, girls follow him. At the beginning, he also didn't believe Madhvi can give him a Chakravarti king, but when his own kingdom astrologer told him, he accepted it. Their story was told about how these horses came. Long ago, a king performed a big yagya, and when that yagya was successful, he gave those thousands of Ashwameni horses to Brahmins. Those Brahmins start selling those horses to the kingdom. But one time, while crossing the river, a huge wave came, and some of the horses drowned in that river. And out of thousands of horses, only 600 horses remain in Aryavart. This was the story Madhi find out when she was in the third kingdom. Then one day by herself, she goes to meet Vishwamitra. There she tell him about the situation that they have collected 600 horses and only 200 horses remain to complete the Guru Dakshina. But in this whole country, there are only 600 horses, as remaining horses drowned in a river that day. And for a long time, Golak has worried over this Guru Dakshina. Till today, he is trying to find the remaining horses. If he is not able to find the remaining horses, he will do suicide. As Vishwamitra heard what Madhvi has said, he thought that Madhvi want him to get satisfied with 600 horses, and she came here to apologize for not fully complete the Guru Dakshina, but she came here to make a proposal that for remaining 200 horses, you should keep in your ashram. I will help you out in your ashram work, and when you will be blessed with a son from me, please release Golab from his Guru Dakshina duty. The reason why Madhvi gave this proposal to Vishwamitra was because she loved Golab from the bottom of her heart, and seeing him worried all the time about this Guru Dakshina made her couldn't stand it. Vishwamitra accepted her because he saw the love in her eyes for Golab. Golab Guru Dakshina came to an end. Before I tell you about the ending of this story, let me tell you that in the journey of collecting 800 Ashwamedhi horses, Madhvi and Golab have spent a lot of time together, and they even have decided that when this Guru Dakshina will end, they will be free from their kartavya, and then they will live together. But when Golab saw Madhvi after 1 year, she looks like a middle-aged woman, as after giving birth to her fourth child, she didn't perform the ritual to regain her youth back. She said, as she has been giving birth and leaving those children behind, now she is even scared to give birth anymore. As Madhvi have thought that now they both are free and can live together as they have promised. But Golov say that he is grateful for her help and the reason they have met is now completed. But I cannot make you my wife as you have lived in my Guru's ashram. Madhvi, shocked from this, she denied, but after a moment she said, I was just checking your heart. You thought that the person I love I will give this old body? Gaurav gets surprised and say that he will be pleased to make her his wife. Madhvi understands that she cannot do anything about this patriarchal society, where the world will call them great seeker, truthful to their kartavya, but to her, a woman that can't be trusted. Then Madhvi leaves this place in hopes of finding happiness somewhere in the world. This was the story of Madhvi, which tells us about the ancient Indian condition and how women were treated in those times. So before ending this video, I wanted to say that thank you. If you have watched this video till the end, I am really grateful. This was my first animation video, or you could say that this was my first YouTube video. I tried my best to explain and animate too. Please tell me in the comment section how do you like it. Bye.